Welcome to Learning to Build with Bricklink Studio 2.0, the Toolbox series brought to you by Rise Robotics. Hey everybody, Lego Man Dan here, and welcome to another Toolbox tutorial series. This time we're going to be looking at master building. So one of the greatest tools out there right now for becoming a master builder is something called the Bricklink Studio. And in the Bricklink Studio, it has almost every Lego part you could imagine. So anything you want to build or design, you can do here with unlimited cost. And the best part, it is 100% free. All you need to do is download it. You can see here on my screen, I've got the base program set up, and we can go ahead and build some stuff. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through how to add parts, how to build things, and how to create steps. In another video, I will go through how to download the software. It's pretty easy to use. If you're under the age of 13, you do need to get mom and dad's permission first before you go and install the software. But this is literally digital Legos, and you can build anything you want. Today, just to kind of show you how the software works, we're actually going to go ahead and create a Lego hamburger. Or Lego cheeseburger, I guess. Let me kind of show you how some of this works. I hope you'll have a lot of fun with it. What I want to do today is I'm going to go in and build that burger, and I'm going to show you how you add each piece. So right now, here in the middle of the screen, think of it like our base plate. I can rotate it around, look underneath it, look over it any way I want, right? So I'm going to reset it. You'll notice up here in the top corner, it says front, left, back, and I can click on those to reset the locations and then angle them, do my camera view. To add parts to our burger, we're going to go over here to this search screen. Now, what I've done for this particular build is I've got all the part numbers, and I'm just going to type them in as we go. You could, so right here, I've got nothing in there. So you see it shows me bricks, modified bricks, slopes. I can type in here literally anything I want. I can go 2x2, and it starts to give me a whole example of 2x2 bricks, either too wide, too high, or it's 2x2 too high. And I can scroll down, and I can find pretty much anything. Or I can break it up by group. If I just wanted 2x2 bricks that are slope, I can click on that. It'll give me only slopes. Or if you know the part numbers you're working with, like I do for this build, we're going to build the base of the hamburger, and that is going to be 74611. You see it's going to give me the round plate that I want. I bring it right out here, put it onto my base plate, and again, I can look at it, make sure it's lined up the way I want. I can go over here to where the color palette is, and I can select the color palette. So let's say I want it to be like a light tan, or in this case, we'll go light brown. So that's one color we could do. I decide I want it to be a little darker, so I can look within a color palette, or I can switch between different color palettes. Let's try medium tan. So now it actually gives me the color that I want. That kind of looks like a cheeseburger bun a little bit. Okay. What's neat is you can design in any colors you want. Now, if you actually want to buy the actual Legos, there is a way to do that, and we'll talk about that in a later video. But over here in my first step, it has a little exclamation point. That tells me this color is unavailable. So for my design, for my instructions, I can definitely use this color, but there is no current Lego piece available in that color. There might have been something that was created at one point. One of the nice things about Studio is it links right to Bricklink. So you do have the ability to share and find bricks and order them right through Bricklink. It'll even give you a part list and help you find them. So in this case, for the burger, I want 3 of these because I want the bun to be a little thicker. So all I got to do, right-click, copy, right-click, paste. I create a second one. I set it right above. Do the same thing, paste, set it right above. Now I've got the base of my hamburger, okay? You'll also notice over here, it has all 3 of them in one step. Now, I can put all the parts in, but I actually want to do it step by step, because one of the things at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how we do the actual instruction book. So you can take anything you design, convert it into an instruction book. And what I want to do is show you how to do that at the end. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to add a step. So right here, I can just add step. Now, we've got our bun. Let's go ahead and add some lettuce. And again, you can do this a lot of different ways. There is no specific way to do this, but it's sort of up to you. And you can see right down here, I've got a plant. We're going to bring that out. I'm going to set it right there. And again, I'm just going to click on it, and I want that to be green, so I'll go to the green color palette, and we'll do bright green, Control C, Control V again, and I'll put a second one in here. Now, why did I put them in that way? I've got a kind of a pattern that I want to work with for this build, so I kind of have a vision for what I want to do. But you put a couple of those in there, you'll see here, plant leaves, you'll notice there's no exclamation point. That means that this part is actually available through Lego. So now what I want to do, I'm actually going to move this up one and put it like that. So it kind of sits really nicely together. And then what I want to do is I want to add in the rest of my green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the next leaf part because I want to kind of make it look like all the leaves kind of go together. So I've got this one. Let's bring that out. Again, Control C, Control V to copy paste. And then as you can see, if I hit my arrow key, I'll zoom in, I can rotate that around to whatever section I want. Then Control C, Control V, come over here, Control C, Control V, rotate, and now I've got those. And then all I got to do is go ahead up here to where my green is and click on it. I don't have to go search the color again because this color is already in my design. I can then go ahead in and create it however I want. You know what? I think I'm going to move that down. And I think, whoop. And again, we can always undo when we make a mistake. And then I'm going to move that down. I think I want to go that way with it, see what we can come up with. All right, so the lettuce is starting to come together. What I want to do in here is get some green dots and some green 1x2s. So again, I could type in 1x1, go over here, find round plate and grab it, and put it on there. But I happen to know the number for the plate I want, so 1473. And again, it gives me the same thing. I can drag it out that way as well. And again, because I have a color already for that green, I can highlight it in there. Now, the problem is, if you look over here, I've got a lot of pieces in that step. So I'm going to add a third step, and I'm going to move it up, and then I'm going to drag those 1x1s down because I want all my 1x1s to be in a different step. Control C, Control V, put one there. Control C, Control V, put one there. And again, once I copy it, it actually keeps the color of the last one that I selected. I can keep doing that, and that kind of gives me a nice, smooth, easy, brickable way to do my leaves. Next thing I'm going to do, go over here. I want to finish that off, and I want to make sure I have some good structure. Here I'm going to put in a straight 4x4 piece. So again, as you can see, it's not turned the way I need it to. So I just have to click my arrow keys to rotate it. And I got all different directions I can rotate stuff. And then I'm going to bring it in, put it there, and change the color to green. So now I got a nice base here for the next part of my build. Now let's add the burger. 74611 will give me my round plate again. And that burger looks a little undercooked, I think. So let's go ahead, add some brown to that. So again, we go over here to the color palette. I'll go into orange, which is where I see my brown. And everything's kind of broken out. So if you don't see the color you want, click a color that's close to it and see if you can get the right color scheme you need. And again, you can keep going down, 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 but this will get you in the ballpark. So we want that to be brown, okay? And again, I got to add my steps because I want that to be in its own step. Add a step, add a step. As you can see, I missed a couple of steps here because we were talking about how to do stuff. I want to make sure everything's in its right space. And we can kind of do these in any order we want. I'm going to move these down here to step 4. And again, what's nice is if I do get something in the wrong space, I can move down, put it in its own step. Now, I could have, I'm doing them all individually just to show you that you can, but you could have actually clicked on one, held down your shift key, clicked on another, and selected all 4. I did them one at a time, but you're seeing it's putting everything in a plate set so we can do it. So we're going to go back here to step 6. I'll add step 7 even though we're not ready to do it yet. You can see there's my exclamation point. This circle doesn't come in the brown that I've selected. My hunch is there is a brown that would work, and you can play around with that, try to get that to work. We're going to copy that, paste it, Control C, Control V. I'll right click, paste, do the same thing. And again, as my build gets bigger, I can move it out. I can rotate it around. So you can see we got a nice little lettuce base going there, a nice burger going there. Let's add some cheese. So to do the cheese, I decided to use a few different bricks. I want some smooth, but I also want to be able to lock the bun on top. So I need some studs on top to lock the bun. So I want to use a 4x4 yellow brick. So that's 3130. Bring that plate over here. Go to my color palette. Obviously, I want that to be yellow. So I'll go down until I find yellow. Boom, there we go. Then I want to make sure the outsides are nice and smooth. So that's a 4x4 flat brick, 87079, 2x4 flat. Drop it in. Click on my color palette, boom, it automatically changes it to yellow. Now I can Control C, Control V, do the other side, Control C, Control V, rotate, drop that in, Control C, Control V, bam. So now I got a nice piece of cheese, although I want my cheese to be a little more rounded. We're gonna make sure it looks more like a slice of cheese. We're gonna add in a little flat top wedge, 25269, and that's our little round wedge piece. Bring that over. Again, I got my color palette here, so I can make it the same shade of yellow as everything else. And then it's copy and paste. Copy, whoop, I deleted it. So you can delete stuff if you make a mistake and undo it. In this case, I wanted to paste. And then I got to use my arrow keys on my keyboard. If you're using a touch screen, you could just rotate it around by hand. Do another Control C, Control V again. Do a couple of quick rotations. And there we go, we got a nice bun. Now we're also going to add we got nice cheese. We're going to add a bun top to this, which will be really easy to do. We're going to add some 2x2 squares. So we're going to type in 2x2. This time I'll select brick, which is that one there. Or we could have used 3003, which is that brick. Going to bring that over. In this case, we're going to go back to our tan, which we already have. Click on it, tan. And then I'm going to copy and paste it again, so it matches up with the height of the bricks I want to use for the bun. So that gives me the center of my bun. I need to do the sides now. So 33243 is a sloped curve that will allow me to create the look of the bun. Again, we want that to be in the same tan as everything else. What's really nice, again, Control C, Control V. I don't have to keep searching for the pieces, which is really kind of nice. I can just keep rotating around, keep adding pieces as I go. You kind of see how that bun's coming together really nice. We're gonna have a little fun on the top here with a sesame seed. And it's kind of neat how we're going to do that. Let me just get these last two base bun pieces in place. Then we'll just need to do the corners and we will have a burger. And I want to say this burger, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 57, 60 pieces top. And there'll be some way to check that out when we do the instruction. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the pieces. As you can see, I didn't put another step in, so it's going to mess up my instructions, which is okay. We can create extra steps and then drag them up to where we want them to be, so we can separate everything out. There's all my 2x4s, so I kind of want another step right there. And that would allow me to do that. For now, we'll go back. We'll put the curves in here to at least get another step for that. And again, if you make a mistake on this, don't worry about it. So again, we probably need one more step in here, but that's okay. Again, you're going to forget to do the steps. Remember to do that. It does really kind of mess up the build when you do it. And you have to just go back and fix it so your instructions work. And you'll see kind of where it works and where it doesn't. We're going to add the corners to our bun here. That's going to be 88293, brick round. And as you do this, you're going to learn, like I have, you're going to learn where bricks go and how they get set in. So we'll do that. Again, we've got our color here, so no problem. Control C, Control V again. Rotate, set position, Control V, rotate, set position. So you can see that burger's kind of coming along really nice. Looks like a real burger. You could make it a little different. You could add some tomato. You could add some ketchup. I mean, you can get as creative as you want. I wanted to do something kind of simple for our first build. And then finally on the top, we've got all these studs that we want to make sure look a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some 1x1 flat studs. That's part 98138. That gives us a 1x1 tile. We're going to pick a slightly different color of tan for that because we don't want it to be the exact same. as our bun. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of do them every other one. So they stagger a little bit on the top, make it look like they're sort of randomly placed, which is exactly what we're trying to do. One of the things everybody building with Legos should know is there's no such thing as random because everything is square, but there are some ways to make it look as random as possible. Get that one, get this one here. So now it kind of looks like I got some sesame seeds on that bun. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Again, you got the burger, got the lettuce, cheese, sesame seed bun. What's really cool is after you've designed something, you can create instructions so you can share it with your friends. So let's go over here to our instructions. We're going to click on the instruction book, and it says we're going to be switching to instruction maker mode. Do you want to proceed? You won't lose your work. I always encourage people to save their work. For now, I won't worry about it. Click OK to proceed. Oh, it's telling me I have to change them. So it must have auto-saved it for me. So now you can see over here, it kind of shows all the steps all the way down to our burger. But that's not a great way to view it. What we really want to look at is page design. So this is what it's going to look like when we print it out. And nice thing is I can move stuff around. I can go over here and make it a little bigger if I want. But what's great is this is exactly like a Lego instruction book. I get the next step here, shows the start of my lettuce, a little more lettuce, a little more lettuce. There we added the burger. Boom, there's our cheese. So like here you can see the build is kind of behind. So I have the ability to do that. I can take stuff and reorganize it so it looks just a little bit more professional. Like I said, I can make stuff bigger, right? But I can drag it down and kind of center it in the page a little bit, add our middle blocks, add our sesame seeds. So there is our build kind of all done. Now, what I want to do is I want to make sure my part list is included in here. So I'm going to go over here to these three little dots. I'm going to click Insert Page Afterwards. I'm going to go here, click Insert Page After. I happen to know that the bill of materials is 2 pages because I've already obviously done this build and tested it. So I'm going to click Insert, then you can see bill of materials. Oh, nope, it added the page for me, so I'm going to delete that page. So now I've got my burgers done. Oh, what's in my burger? There's the parts for my burger. I can kind of set that so it looks good. Go over here, move that so it looks good. And now I've got an actual instruction book that has all the parts you need. You could give this to somebody. They could dig the parts out of their bucket and actually build this burger or order it from Bricklink. If you go up here to this little dot, that is the export button. That will let you export your instructions as a PDF. So like if I click export, do I want to do them as a picture? Do I want to do them as a PDF? And then it lets you download right to wherever you want to put the model, give it a name, and go from there. I wanted to take you through how to do a build. We're going to do a bunch more builds during this toolbox. I'll go into some more tricks each time, but this toolbox tutorial series will actually have you building stuff each week that you can then print as instructions and go try to build with your own Legos. Thank you for tuning in. Comment below if there is something you would like to see us add to the series. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can keep up on our latest coding and robotics videos.